Miss Catherine is ready.
I'd have to do that too.
Hi, Terry.
Hello.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a few questions, and then Eric's going to take over and ask you a few questions. The first question is, would you tell us about your time as an AFT 1493 member and activist, and tell us about some of the different roles you played in the union?
Sometimes I think I was maybe a Calvin Coolidge president. I didn't do enough, but I was president in the year of the riot, and I remember being called by Dave Murtis, who had been a personal friend, that had been our department chairman, to be down in the meeting of the people that were worried about the riot. And I think I remember him saying to me, "Well, where would you be if there was a strike?" And I said, "I don't know, where would you be?" So
I've heard this riot referred to by a couple of the other people who we've been speaking to. Could you just describe briefly what the riot was?
And what year?
And what year?
well, it must have been 68. It must have been in 68, and it was partly brought on by the not paying of the tutors and the tutor supervisors, who were mostly minority students helping other students.
At
And
CSM? At CSM?
Yeah, at CSM, and there was just a general attitude in those days of, what's going on. And I remember one thing, somehow there had been some broken windows before the riot, so there was a whole cartload of glass to replace those broken windows, and it was right there at the top of the hill, and of course it got smashed all to pieces. And I used to tell the students in anthropology, well, somebody will dig this up one day and they will see all these glass fragments and they will wonder. And my wife at the time said, are you in any danger? And I said, no, I don't think so. The day of the riot, there was a thump on my door with a billy club, and I opened the door, and the young man in uniform said, "Oh, Mr. Curran, I was in your anthropology class." So,
That's great. It's a great story.
And the greatest safety was in the coffee room. That's where most of the patrol people were.
Can you? That's a great story. Do you have another story or memory that comes from your time as a union leader
I have
that
a
you can
memory
share
of
with us?
when this wretched man, Scott Walker, in Wisconsin, was doing so many things,
Right.
anti-union things. I got out the badge that we had, which said, "I support the AFT," and I wore it on my jacket when I went to coffee and went among other people. But that made me remember the election and the fact that people from the CTA in the high school area came up to try to, get votes. And we had a completely wacko bird fellow teacher, his name was John Carl, and the man went into his office and he never came out.
Oh.
It was like, no, John Carl was the kind of person that would string people along just for the hell of it, just to tease them. So I don't know whether that CTA person went back and said they're all wacko up there.
I'm going to have Eric ask you a couple of questions.